Fantastic Four movie leaked. See what Stu has to say about this and check this out.
In today's video, we're going to talk about the Fantastic Four, as that movie does apparently come out in 2025, so they're going to have to start shooting it. A lot of information's come out about that, allegedly. Obviously, unless it's coming from Marvel Studios themselves in a publication release or a press release, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, even if it does come from alleged respectable insiders. Also, we're going to talk about Avengers Secret Wars and Kang's Dynasty and AntMan 3 in a roundabout way. So, if you are new around, make sure you subscribe to never miss any Marvel DC pop culture based content that we cover on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below what project you most hype for after AntMan 3. But first, if you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. Follow me on Instagram at WashStu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on Twitter, WashStuG. Right, let's get into the video. So, one thing I find very interesting is we all know we've got a bunch of phases coming in the future. So, allegedly, Galactus will be the villain of the Fantastic Four movie. How original. But the more interesting part here is allegedly he's been cast. Now, what I find funny about the Twitter scooper game is every scooper seems to back up or repeat what someone else says because they got beat to the jump. So, recently, my time to shine has been wrong on multiple things. Now, this account seems to act like they're the Donners, seems to act like they know absolutely everything that's coming, but their track record isn't very good. So, back in December, this account, no Galactus, just a hint. So, it's getting towards the end of January, so this was less than a month ago. No Galactus, just a hint. Now my time to shine is repeating the same information that everyone else is repeating. So, when it comes to the scooper game, it's kind of interesting. As I said previously, it seems to me every scooper just seems to repeat what someone else is saying, so no one really takes the blame. Do I believe Galactus is going to appear in the Fantastic Four movie? Yeah, 100% sure. Do I think they're already cast at the moment? Bryan Cranston, please cast him, he'd be great. I don't believe this, to be fair. I do not believe already cast it. But the fact that my time to shine likes to come across and confirm things like that account is the Donnest, like that account is the alpha of confirming things, when that account recently got the release date for Invincible Season 2 wrong. Also, that account said loads of stuff that didn't be true. That account also said that Shuri would not be Black Panther. Gets so much stuff wrong, but when you got over 100,000 followers on Twitter, whatever you say is factual. So, yeah, I just thought I'd throw it out there. I'm not throwing shade at anyone. I'm just articulately looking at who gets stuff right and who gets stuff wrong. So, Galactus in Fantastic Four movie, that is great. Why I don't think they've casted already Galactus is because they haven't cast the Fantastic Four yet. As much as people want the Fantastic Four to appear in Ant-Man, the Wasp, Quantumania, I mean, sure, they could do a setup scene if they wanted to, but realistically, that would be a waste of time. So, also in the news, we've got some potential, I say potential because it's not coming from Marvel themselves. We've got some potential plot details for the Fantastic Four. So this is coming from an account called Great Phase. Fantastic Four are from the present day. MCU also revolves around the Fantastic Four experimenting with time travel technology from Endgame. Recently, Jeff Loveness kind of went off on one that they kind of overused time travel to the point where they're having to use Kang from a multiversal point of view rather than a comic book accuracy kind of variation of Kang where he's more about time travel, but the movies are never going to be like the comics. They end up getting stuck in the 60s for a year. Already are practicing their powers. Movie starts as they make it back to present day, and it goes on. This below is more me piecing it together rather than factual information, pretty much like every scuba in the freaking game. At some point after Endgame, Reed and co got their hands on some of the time travel tech. They probably messed up and got their powers tested and got stuck in the 60s. Then someone comes out and says, if they're going back to the present day in the beginning of the movie, yeah, is this the 60s? And then this Great Phase Jason Kane account responded with time. I've asked around and pretty much every kind of scooper is like 50-50 if they're right or wrong. I mean, I do think a part of it would be set in the past, and they will be bringing the Fantastic Four to the current day. So I don't disbelieve what this account's saying, but it doesn't really tell you very much, if you ask me. I mean, it's cool that potentially you could argue that maybe the quantum realm is going to be where they get stuck in the 60s. A lot of people for the longest time have associated the Fantastic Four for some reason with being stuck in the quantum realm, appearing in the quantum realm, and a lot of people seem to think they're going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So when D23 came out, the Fantastic Four were not cast. I don't care what anyone says, they weren't cast because they would have been revealed. We barely got the director and release date revealed then. I know everyone went crazy because the Fantastic Four was revealed to come out in 2025. As I keep saying, I'm not expecting Kang's Dynasty to come out in 2025. I'm expecting that to be pushed back to 2026, and I'm expecting Secret War to be pushed back to 2027. So I'm not really expecting the Fantastic Four to come out in 2025 either, but it would be interesting. So there is so many rumors about who is going to be Reed Richards, but I can tell you one thing. Allegedly, it's not going to be John K. As Kevin Feige has come out and said multiple times, that was just for Doctor Strange 2. Sure, it could be a variant. Sure, I can see that. And this Ryan Gosling rumor that he's going to be Reed Richards is absolutely freaking ridiculous. The problem with these rumors getting spread on YouTube and TikTok, the blasphemy kind of platform, I mean, why would anyone use TikTok? It's beyond me. And Instagram is the second it goes around, it's like, yo, Ryan Gosling's Reed Richards. Is he though? And then Adam Driver's apparently Reed Richards. So we've got all these people. Penn Badgley from You is also going to be Reed Richards. Henry Cavill is going to be Reed Richards. Do you get my point? Yeah, they do work with big actors. Now we have the likes of Angelina Jolie in the MCU. Keanu Reeves has always been teed up to be someone in the MCU. But the problem with all these Reed Richards fan casts, and all they've been confirmed and verified to be coming to the MCU, is it gets to the point where you don't know who to trust, you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know who's going to come into play. Someone, sure, will be cast as Reed Richards at some point. I don't think it's going to be Ryan Gosling. He's also been teed up to be Ghost Rider. He can't be Ghost Rider and Reed Richards, could he? I don't know. Anything could happen. So that's all the information that's going around the internet at the moment about the Fantastic Four movie, but they've not even started shooting. I doubt the script's 100% done. And at some point, there's a bunch of information going around about the Silver Surfer coming to the MCU before the Fantastic Four in some Disney special presentation, and apparently that would take place before Fantastic Four comes out. So there is some information going around about Kang's Dynasty. Thus far, it would really be for Secret Wars as well. So apparently there's going to be multiple teams going up against Kang in Avengers: The Kang's Dynasty. I don't know if I believe this part. I mean, if this information was for Secret Wars, I'd be more likely, because it's like, if there's going to be multiple teams going up against Kang in Kang's Dynasty, I mean, I get it. It's called Kang's Dynasty. There's going to be multiple Kangs, but what's going to happen in Secret Wars? So let's just spin this. Let's run this. Captain America leading the Avengers, Doctor Strange leading the 616 Illuminati, Captain Marvel leading a cosmic team. I do believe that, because she's the most cosmic being we've got in the Marvel Cinematic Universe currently. So I don't disbelieve that, I just don't actually believe that, but it would be interesting. The more interesting fact is which variations of Kangs they're going up against. So there's going to be multiple variations of Kang throughout the MCU. We already know this. He Who Remains, we've already seen him, and there's been so many variations. Apparently Victor Timely, we in Loki season 2, Ramatut, etc. But it says here that allegedly the three teams will be the Avengers going against Kang. I presume that means Kang the Conqueror. Illuminati going against Immortus. The Cosmic team going up against Scarlet Centaurium. I mean, that would be pretty sick. 3 different variations of Kang going up against 3 different, I mean, God. I feel sorry for the VFX artists already, because this is going to be crazy amount of CGI, of VFX. This movie ain't coming out 2025 if this is real. Now, I am inclined to believe it somewhat based on what Jeff Loveness recently said, because it has to be different to what Kang did in the Marvel comic books. He says it has to be different, he takes some ideas, and you throw a curveball. So yeah, I do believe there will be different teams going up against different variations of Kang, for sure, and it does sound really promising. it does sound really exciting. It really does. But if that is what's actually gonna happen, then your mind should be thinking, what the freaking hell is gonna happen in Secret Wars then? Because a lot of people's interpretation of what's gonna happen is the Avengers will all get wiped out and be in Kang's dynasty. Then, right at the end, the portal's gonna open, and then the multiversal teams will be founded and will be essentially made with He Who Remains, because he won't know anything at this point, technically, I guess you could say in a roundabout way. And then the multiversal team will go against Kang in Secret Wars, but I don't think it's going to be that simple. But then again, the audience is fairly, it's like, you know, it's made for normies, so they can't overcomplicate the story, but that would be really interesting if that was what's really going to go down. So, let me know down below, do you believe this? I don't know. Have you read Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Comics? If you have, let me know. Drop some freaking facts about all the different Kangs down below. Let's get a conversation going down below. So currently in this video, we've spoke about the Fantastic Four, how they're coming to the MCU allegedly. We spoke about the Secret Server, alleged Disney Plus special Marvel presentation. Apparently that's going to come out before the Fantastic Four. They've got to publicly announce that. And we spoke about allegedly what the teams will be for Kang's dynasty. But will it be as good as Darkseid in the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie? Well, we hope it is, but we can't guarantee that it will be. Now, I can't imagine we're only going to see 3 Kang variants within that movie at all, because allegedly we are supposed to have the Young Avengers being introduced at the end of Ant-Man 3. Also, it looks like they're teeing up the Midnight Suns as well. Also, there's going to be crazy amount of characters. The new Black Panther, Doctor Strange, so much craziness is going on. I think there's going to have to be more than 3 variances for sure, but we don't know what's going on. We really don't know what's going on. Like I keep saying, between Ant-Man 3 and Kang's Dynasty, which currently is 2025, but I think it will be pushed to 2026, which will give them more breathing room as Marvel's being slated massively for Russian projects recently, which is a fair criticism. But either way, I think if you're a Marvel fan, or if you're a DC fan, or if you're a fan of any fandom, I think it's a really good time, for sure. But although the Fantastic Four will allegedly be going up against Galactus, and allegedly he's the main villain, I don't think they're going to get rid of him long term, because it's clear to me that Galactus and Silver Surfer will have more of a prominent role in Phase 6. I can't really see Galactus doing much and Silver Surfer doing much in Secret Wars. I think they're going to introduce them potentially in the Fantastic Four based on all the information going around the community, as we like to say, but realistically, I can't see that being the case. Now you're going to be thinking, yo, bro, where the frickin' hell's Doctor Doom? Well, based on everything we know, the mutants, the new X-Men won't be introduced to post-Avengers 6, which is Secret Wars, so I don't actually think they're using Doctor Doom in the MCU for the Secret Wars storyline, because it's got to be different to the Marvel Comics variation. Now, hold me. Now, as far as I'm aware, and I believe this information, I honestly believe there was supposed to be Doctor Doom in the post-credit scene for Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. Why? Because it's the only thing in the plot leak that was not true. Everything else was true. He was supposed to be behind the Mayans and the Wakandians fighting. He was supposed to be the dude trying to get the Vibranium. So maybe Feige scrapped the whole idea. Maybe he won't introduce Doctor Doom properly and have some kind of big storyline with the Fantastic Four, etc. till after Avengers 6 Secret Wars. And if that's what they're planning to do, well, we can wait that long for Doom, because we've got Kang, we know Galactus is coming, we know Silver Surfer's coming. There is a bunch of big villains that's also going to be introduced before then. We've got all the cosmic level villains that comes with Captain Marvel and Thor. I guess there will be another Thor movie. Thor will be kicking around still for sure. Whether he gets another movie, please, Taika Waititi, don't have anything to do with the Thor movie ever again. But we know Marvel is going to be pretty cool coming up. It really is. But the problem is, a lot of people have lost faith in the MCU and says Marvel has peaked. Yeah, sure, Marvel did peak at Endgame, but it's about to freaking peak again with Galactus and the Fantastic Four when the X-Men get reintroduced, because they're going to use the Fox characters for Phase 5, as there's multiple reports going around that multiple Fox X-Men characters will be appearing in Deadpool 3. It won't just be Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Apparently there's going to be be a lot of characters from the Fox universe appearing in between the start, well, Ant-Man 3 and Secret Wars. And after Secret Wars, they can introduce their own version of the new X-Men with new actors, new characters, and so on and so forth. So, in this video, we've roundabout covered a bunch of information within this video for the future of Marvel. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Going forward, sure, we will be doing more Marvel, DC, Ant-Man 3 content, but I want to start covering a much wider Marvel array of videos talking about everything that's coming for Phase 5, Phase 6, Phase 7, Secret Wars, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and all that kind of good stuff. So the variation of Marvel content on this channel is about to explode if I can do it. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram, VoiceTube, to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, AwardsTubeG, and I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later.
Try like this video 3 days.